Hey guys, Paulo from Congas here, and I hope you're all doing well. Now I want to welcome you back to our Quick Tip Lesson series, where we're releasing new tutorials and working on some different fills, phrases, and concepts that you can incorporate into your conga playing. Now, remember that these lessons are geared towards players with a bit of experience. So if you're completely new to the instrument, please take a second to swing by Congachops.com and check out our Congas 101 course before you jump in. And if you haven't already, help us out by giving this video a like, subscribing to our channel, and turning on your notifications so you know when our next lesson drops. Now before we get started, I just want to let you know that next week, Saturday, November 14th at 3:30 p.m., I'll be giving a masterclass at this year's virtual PASIC, which is one of the biggest international conventions for percussionists that's held every November. So make sure you shoot over to pasic.org/registration to get access to a ton of virtual events throughout the convention. Now I'm also super excited to share with you that I've teamed up with the folks at the Percussive Arts Society, LP Latin Percussion, and Earthworks Audio to give away a free 1-month pass to Congachops.com to all of the folks who tune into the masterclass live on November 14th. So I hope to see you there. Today we're going to explore the concept of using our Baqueteo pattern to help prepare and anticipate some of our fills. Now in this case, what we're referring to with our Baqueteo, sometimes called chapa, is playing a bar of a few beats of a groove made up of a combination of palm tip and close slaps with no open tones like we would normally play in our common tumbao. So let's just review what a common one-bar Baqueteo sounds like. Now this is just one of many different options as far as playing a Baqueteo within the tumbao. And it's something that I've heard used time and time again in the bar before a fill by some of my all-time favorites like Papo Pepin, Mark Quiñones, Bobby Allende, and Jorge Delgado. And it's something that I personally love using from time to time to help set up my fills and variations. Now, whether or not they're doing it deliberately, I can't be certain, but it's something that I would love to pick their brains about. Now, what I can say for sure is that when they do use this, it creates a very specific effect, leaving a bar or a few beats with non-open tones, which gives us a break from the open tones in the tumbao, helps make any fill we might play afterwards have a bit more impact. So for this first fill, let's work on applying this concept over a 4-bar phrase in 2-3 clave. We'll play 2 bars of tumbao, followed by 1 bar of our Baqueteo pattern, and a simple fill in the last bar. So even at this slower tempo, we can hear that the 3rd bar of the phrase, being the only one with no open tones in it, gives us some breathing room and helps us create some space before we play a fill in the 4th bar. Now, this can serve as a great way to practice building up anticipation with the Baqueteo, and then a sense of release with our fills in a way that gives us some time to listen to what's being played around us by the other instruments and use it as inspiration for our fills. So for this second fill, we'll take the same exact concept and play the same thing in the first 2 beats of the 4th bar to start our fill. Again using the and of 1 on the 3 side of the clave as a jumping off point. But in the second half of the bar, we'll swap in some upbeats and a couple of open tones to start the following bar that we'll use to connect our fill to our 2-drum tumbao pattern on the 2 side of the clave to create a longer, more fluid phrase. As with all of what we'll study in these lessons, make sure you take the time to go over each pattern slowly to work on the sticking and the tones, and to do your best to lock up with the metronome. Now it's also super important that we take the time to analyze and clap the clave along to each example, so we can start to understand how the tumbao and the accents of each fill fit and work in respect to the pulse and the clave. So now that we have an idea of how this basic formula works, let's apply it to help us work on our fills over an 8-bar phrase. We'll play 6 bars of tumbao, followed by our Baqueteo pattern in the 7th bar, and then each of our respective fills in bar 8. Let's see what it sounds like a bit faster over one of our exclusive practice loops from Congachops.com.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
as you can hear, this simple concept really gives us a great starting point for playing any fill or variation. Now, generally speaking, aside from being aware of what's going on musically with the other instruments and the vocals while we're playing, this concept offers us one of the best ways to deliberately create some sonic and mental space to allow ourselves to become inspired to play some fills and variations like the ones we just learned. So feel free to practice doing the same thing on the opposite side of the clave as well, or by making your baqueteo pattern longer or shorter to give your fill a different jumping off point. Now, if you're interested in learning more about what we do on conga chops and how we can help give you the concepts, exercises, and techniques to help you keep getting better as a percussionist, come check us out at congachops.com. We've got an incredible library of step-by-step courses and lessons, over 10 hours of exclusive practice loops, hand-picked Spotify playlists for each pertinent course and lesson on the site, and an amazing community forum where you can meet and discuss with other members, as well as get one-on-one feedback on everything you're working on. Just click the link below to start your free 7-day trial and see what it's all about. Now, please don't forget to show your support for our channel by giving this video a like, leaving a comment down below as to what you'd like to see me cover next, and hitting subscribe so you can catch our new videos. And don't forget to register at paysake.org/registration so you can catch my masterclass live on Saturday, November 14th at 3:30 p.m. I'll see you in the next lesson.